What's up guys, Seb here. Just wanted to make a video to talk about my experience in installing Mountain Lion. I was going to make this a while back, but I've just been caught up on some things, and I decided to just do it today. Basically, I had a really bad experience when I was downloading Mountain Lion. Now, I'm sure majority of you had a pretty easy time doing it, but I did not, and I had to spend a lot of time trying to fix it. So I just wanted to talk to you about my story, and just to let you guys feel what I've been through for the first couple days of having Mountain Lion. So during the first day of launch, I really wanted it because, I'm one of those guys that has to have the new product the first day it comes out. Especially Apple products. I'm really crazy about that kind of stuff. So I downloaded it, and it was taking forever, and I had work that day, and I had a feeling that it wasn't going to finish before I had to go to work. I spent the day walking into my room, checking my computer, making sure it was doing okay, and it finally installed the Mountain Lion installer, and I started installing Mountain Lion onto my Mac. Now, I had to go to work, and it was almost done, just there, not even any time, but it was taking forever. I had to be at work, I had 5 minutes to get to work. Luckily, I lived 5 minutes from my job, and it was taking forever. So I'm sitting there, I'm right at the door, I'm ready to go. It finally finishes. So it opens up to my desktop, and it had the pinwheel cursor. It was loading something. I didn't really think anything of it. And I tried to open my dock because I have it hidden. I have that setting open on my Mac, and it wouldn't show up. So I kind of just thought nothing of it, and I just closed my Mac. I put it to sleep. 6 hours later, I come back, and I had a very shocking experience to what happened to my Mac. I opened it up, and for some reason, my background image didn't change to the Galaxy picture. Usually when you update, or from what I've realized, when you update your Mac software, it changes the background to that default picture, usually of space or whatever. So it didn't change it. I didn't really know why. I was thinking to myself, why didn't it change? So I tried to go to my dock, and it wouldn't exactly show up on the bottom of my screen. I didn't really understand why. I was kind of just wondering what's going on with my computer. And so after that wasn't working, I tried to click on Notification Center, and it wasn't showing up. It wouldn't appear. I was clicking the button like crazy. I was pounding on my trackpad. It wouldn't come up. So I started a little worried. So I tried opening up Launchpad and Mission Control using the gestures. Wouldn't open. So I finally decided to call Apple because I wasn't having enough of this. This was just blowing my mind, all this stuff that was happening. I couldn't get to any of my applications unless I went into Finder and went into the Applications folder and did all that. So I really thought something was wrong. So I called them up, and I got on the phone with a guy, and he basically ran me through a couple things just to make sure I was running the right software, things like that. And he also told me to put my Mac into safe mode and all that good stuff, and he wanted to just reinstall Mountain Lion. So I did it, and I looked at the progress bar, and it said 3 hours. I told the guy on the phone it said 3 hours because he told me that it wouldn't take that long because I already have most of the components of Mountain Lion already on my Mac. So I was like, alright, 3 hours, not that bad. He told me to call back tomorrow if it still happened. I waited 3 hours, and it stayed the same. So I decided to call again. This time I called, and I was on the phone with a woman, and I told her my problem. She already had information about my Mac because they keep reports of all that stuff. And she told me that she's never really seen that problem before. Me and her were actually having a lot of casual conversation while we were doing this. So I think I was probably about 2 hours total time on the phone with Apple at this point. And she was telling me different things to delete this, remove this, look in here, find this file, do that. I rebooted my computer a million times, and it was still happening. So she took desperate measures this time. She then told me to wait, and she was going to put her senior advisor on the phone, because apparently this is too complicated for her to deal with. So she put me on the phone with this guy, and I told him my story again. I was honestly getting really sick and tired of telling my story. And I was on the phone with him for probably 2 more hours after that. And he finally just told me, I'm just going to send you a program and you're going to send it back to me. And he basically took all my, like a diagnostics report of my Mac to see if there's any corrupted files, anything. I didn't really understand what was going on. I was just trying to get my Mac fixed. And he also told me to send him a video of how my Mac was reacting when I booted it up, which I have a video and I'll show that in a little while. And I sent that off, and he told me 2 days, Apple engineers will get back to you, and we'll see if we can continue from there. So luckily the next day he actually called me back, and he told me that they were finished with my diagnostic reports from my Mac, and he told me he's ready to go. So I came home and I was on the phone with him for another 2 hours, doing everything, deleting this, moving that. It was a lot of the same process, but in the end he did get it fixed. And the only issue was that all my preferences were set back to default, and I had to just put everything back the way I had it before the problem occurred. But other than that, that's pretty much my story. It took me probably almost 6 hours total time on the phone with Apple just to get this fixed, and they did it. I was very surprised. I thought I was going to have to get a new Mac or something. That would have been awesome, but fortunately life doesn't work that way. So guys, I want to thank you guys for sticking around and listening to my story. Hopefully this didn't happen to you, and if it did, let me know in the comments below. I'm really curious to see if anybody else had this problem. But other than that, guys, I want to thank you for watching. Make sure to like my video and subscribe, and I will catch you guys later.